All right, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully everything looks okay. Welcome back to the daily grind for the second time this morning. I don't know why Streamlabs decided to crash on me. It's been fine for weeks. Now all of a sudden it crashed, so now I'm scared it's gonna crash again. But if it does, it does, and it is what it is. And yeah, I can't tell you why. I have no idea, honestly. But that's why I don't use Google Chrome and a bunch of other shit. It could be because my my trading view. I don't know why though. I really have no idea. All right, let's get back into this. We're gonna get back into the mining segment of things. As you guys know, we were talking about the mining stuff. And again, if anybody that's just joining, if you're catching just the second half of the or stream, whatever, second stream, whatever the hell you want to call it, BTC 42.7, Ethereum 25.50. I'm not going to go over everything again. 60 for the Fear and Greed Index. All right, let's get into the WinMiner K9. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. I was just saying this is a good timestamp, right? On the following year, a year from now, it'll be nice to be like, hey, remember when these things were $88 a day, right? Making 88 bucks a day, because they're going down. Worse and worse it's getting. WinMiner K9 10.3 terahashes, looking like 88.76 a day. It is pretty terrible, but at the same time it's really good. It is good. It's way more profitable than anything out there, right? The Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit is making 67.41. I'm gonna like keep having PTSD and checking my screen, make sure I'm not dead. We have Ice River KS3M. Oh, didn't mean to click on that. Making $48.16 a day. We got the X16P. Look at this, making the most on ETC and ZIL, 23.20 per day. It's saying should be making 1 ETC plus ZIL. Nice. That's not bad actually. That's really not bad. How is that? Wait, how is that 23.20? Price of ETC is at 26 bucks. Bruh. That's weird. That doesn't make much sense, does it? That does not make much sense. All right, let's see. We have the KS2 2 terahash unit, 15.89, which is under 20 bucks. Pretty terrible. All right, let's continue. I'm so mad that stream really just crashed on me. That's terrible. Oh, pool fees. Yeah, as a pirate, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's rogue. Oh wait, you know what? Actually, I'm an idiot. It's off the electric too. Duh. It minuses the electric. Never mind. All right, KS1 is making $7.95 a day. That's really terrible. The X16Q is profiting. ETC and ZIL is the most profitable apparently. $7.85 on that one. Let's see. Continue to scroll down. I got my Antminer L7, my 9050, making $4.49 and 10 cents kilowatt hour down in Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested, we have Jazzminer X4Q. Looks like that $3.47 a day. Where's the KS0 Pro? Right here. 200 gigahash unit, 100 watts, $1.64 a day. At least it's still decent. Could be worse, right? No, we're not. DJ, please tell me we're not getting more snow today. Please tell me we're not. Dude, I snowblowed forever yesterday. Again. Terrible. This list is totally wrong. We were most profitable on the... What? That's most profitable with the... You didn't say we know. Steven Cicero, did you have a stroke in the chat? What happened? What happened? Yeah, Octaspace is pretty is up there. No, you use mine the ASIC. I mean, not mine the ASIC miner value. And yeah, I don't know. We are shit. Trade like snipe. Damn it. Good morning, by the way. All right, the original Ice River KS0 100 gigahash is making 78 cents a day. Man, I am so mad that stream crashed on me. Let's just check out GPUs quick, and we're gonna get into the news stuff because I'm really nervous this thing's gonna crash on me again. All right, looks like a lithium, Pyron, and Nexa on the top of the charts with AIPG. Interesting. Ironfish, look at that. I haven't seen Ironfish on top of the charts ever. I'm just kidding. In a long time though. I thought oh no, that's Ton coin. Never mind. I was thinking Ton. I was like, wait, I thought that wasn't mineable anymore. I forgot. Ironfish is, never mind. Totally different coin. All right, brain fart. All right, let's get into this. Anyways, let's see. So, anybody that doesn't know, this is the news of the day. So we have Coinbase, or this is from Bitcoin. I'm not even gonna try it. Just in Coinbase announces a new altcoin listing. All right, Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the US, announced in its statement that it will list the Hivemapper Honey altcoin on the exchange. Honey was recently added to Coinbase listing roadmap. In the official statement made by Coinbase, it was stated that Honey token will be supported on the Solana network. It was warned that transfers from other networks would not reach the exchange and would be lost. However, trading for Honey on Coinbase will begin on January 17th at 20 Turkey time. That sounds so funny. 20 Turkey time. Really? UTC +3, I guess, if liquidity conditions are met. All right, so after the listings news, there was an increase in price of Honey, and the price of the altcoin climbed from 23 cents to 27 cents. However, after the decline, Honey is trading at 25 cents, which is, yeah, they threw this out so fast that shit just completely skyrocketed. So Honey is doing very well. If you guys don't know, let's just check that out again. For anybody that's just joining the new stream, I still can't believe that can crash on me. It's terrible. Oh, look at that. It's at 30 cents now. 30 cents now. I think it's going to be a sell the news event, which is my opinion. But again, on the actual trading view USDT pair, it actually did spike up to like 56 cents or something. Crazy. But shout out to anybody that's got a Hivemapper. I actually made a decent amount of money just kind of swapping it back and forth the past couple days. No, get out of here. All right, so this was the official tweet that Coinbase put out. Coinbase will add support for Hivemapper Honey on the Solana network SPL token. Do not send the asset over other networks or your funds may be lost. Transfer this assets are available on Coinbase and Coinbase EXCH, Coinbase Exchange, I assume, in the regions where trading is supported. So this is a big deal. It's a big deal for just Hivemapper and Honey. So congrats to them for being awesome. All right, let's get into this. SEC, no evidence, unauthorized party who posted to X accused agency, accessed agency system. So the you guys remember when the fake tweet went out saying that the ETF was approved? They can't find any proof that somebody hacked the X account, which is very interesting. So
eat shit, Gary.
I honestly think it's a bunch of bullshit, and they definitely made it up. So guys, that like button, appreciate you all. Let's see what they got to say over here on CNBC's Crypto World.
Today, Circle's Jeremy Allaire addresses the company's filing for an IPO. The SEC reveals new information tied to that security incident on X. And Kit Adelman, a former SEC regional director, explains why the agency might have changed its tune on spot Bitcoin ETFs.
So they don't look stupid, obviously.
You are a loser. You always lose.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto prices in the green this morning. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin rose more than 1.5%, trading above $43,000. Ether climbed nearly 2%, moving closer to the $2,600 mark. And Solana rose more than 2.5%, trading around 97 bucks.
Real quick,
okay, let's get to the top story.
Blaine Anderson said, what wallet does everyone hold their Honey on? Tangem? No, so I actually hold it on in the Phantom wallet, but you can hold it on your Tangem if you're going to be a long-term holder. I'm personally not holding it long-term. It's kind of one of those coins that I'm going to take profits and swap in and out of it. It's just easy to swap on the Phantom wallet, to be honest. But if you guys are interested in Tangem, CCXD for 10% off. It's actually a sick wallet, and I do absolutely love it, to be honest.
Circle filed for an initial public offering a little more than 1 year after terminating its deal to go public via a special purpose acquisition company. The issuer of the USDC stablecoin announced on Thursday that it confidentially filed paperwork with the SEC for an IPO. In a news release, Circle said the public listing is expected to take place after the regulator finishes its review process, subject to market and other conditions. Speaking with CNBC from the World Economic Forum in Davos yesterday, Circle's CEO Jeremy Allaire was asked about the timing of that IPO, which was filed on the first day spot Bitcoin ETFs started trading in the US.
I can't comment at all about any kind of regulatory filings. I can simply say that we've been very clear that we intend to build a trusted, transparent, well-regulated company and eventually becoming a public company is part of that. There's progress being made in Congress. There's progress being made in terms of the courts looking at the law, and there's progress being made from regulators in every major market in the world. You're seeing progress on stablecoin legislation. Stablecoin laws are going to be on the books in almost every major global financial market in 2024. And so that's a backdrop for growth. And we're excited to be able to continue to invest into that.
Allaire also said he thinks there is a, quote, very good chance that U.S. lawmakers approve stablecoin regulation this year, adding that he thinks there's a, quote, very strong desire to act, especially as other governments around the world are regulating dollar digital currencies before the United States. Next, Tether is pushing back on a report from the United Nations that the USDT stablecoin is popular among money launderers. The UN's report on the growing threat of casinos, money laundering, and underground banking in East and Southeast Asia pointed to Tether as a popular means to move funds. The report said online gambling platforms, and especially those that are operating illegally, have emerged as among the most popular vehicles for cryptocurrency-based money launderers, particularly those using Tether or USDT on the Tron blockchain. The UN pointed to the stablecoin and blockchain as a preferred option for money launderers due to ease, anonymity, and low fees. In a press release on Monday, Tether said it was disappointed in the UN's singling out of USDT to highlight its involvement in illicit activity, while ignoring the stablecoin's role in helping developing economies. Tether went on to say that its tokens make it possible to meticulously track every transaction to protect its community. Last,
that's a good point. You can track everything, right? Guys, that like button, please. 33 likes, 107 people here. Appreciate you guys.
SEC has given an update on the security incident that allowed a fake post on X prematurely announcing the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs. On Friday, 3 days after the incident, the SEC put out a statement saying the unauthorized party responsible for posting the fake Bitcoin ETF approval gained access to the agency's X account by getting control of the phone number associated with the account. The statement went on to note that there is currently no evidence that an unauthorized party gained access to the agency's systems, data, devices, or other social media.
Look at that. Look at that. While the SEC staff is still assessing the scope of the incident, there is currently no evidence that the unauthorized party gained access to the SEC system, data, devices, or other social media accounts. Bullshit. It was complete bullshit. Because Gary probably fat fingered the button by accident.
Accounts, and that it asked X to help cut off unauthorized users' access. The SEC went on to say that staff members are still assessing the impacts of the incident on investors and the marketplace, and will continue to assess whether additional remedial measures are warranted. The agency noted that it has been coordinating with law enforcement, including the FBI.
Man, I hope. Could you imagine? I mean, I don't really wish him ill will, but like, I kind of hope it comes back and catches whoever did it. And if it happens to be Gary, it wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Speaking of the SEC, the agency is willing to postpone its civil trial against Terraform Labs and its co-founder Do Kwon for allegedly orchestrating a $40 billion crypto fraud. The reasoning for the delay, the SEC agreed to wait for Do Kwon to be extradited to the U.S. from Montenegro, where he's currently being held. In a Monday court filing, the SEC said a, quote, modest adjournment of the trial initially scheduled for later this month was justified based on statements from Kwon's lawyers that he wanted to attend, agreed to extradition to the U.S., and could be in the United States as soon as mid-March. All right, for our main story, after that landmark approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs last week, I spoke to Kit Adelman of Haynes & Boone. She's the former director of the SEC's Atlanta regional office with more than 2 decades of experience in senior management positions with the agency. Asked her why she thinks the agency changed its tune on these Bitcoin ETFs.
You are a loser.
Kit, you are former
lose.
SEC. I have to ask for your reaction to this decision by the agency to approve these spot Bitcoin ETFs, especially after years of denials. What's your reaction?
So my reaction to the approval was one of delight, right? The SEC sort of finally found the light after being admonished by the courts.
So she was the former SEC enforcement chair? Interesting.
That needed to take action and justify any denial if actually that were the way that it were going.
And she was actually delighted that this happened? Weird.
Aside from that, I was surprised to see the varying degree of the dissents, and even where there is a concurrence, a specific statement around not liking the way that the commission was approving or approaching the ETFs, or more appropriately, the ETPs.
Yeah, I think that there was a sort of tension behind the scenes with the SEC's approval here. And I'm wondering what you think pushed the agency to give in and finally approve these ETFs. I mean, obviously, there's the Grayscale court decision last August, but there's no doubt that that was a major factor here. But You know, at the same time, we had a bunch of major financial institutions pushing for these ETFs. What do you think was the motivating factor?
I think really the motivating factor is the scrutiny around the court decision. You know, the SEC received several letters from congressional members, both senators and representatives, pushing for the approval of the ETF. The SEC never likes undue scrutiny from Congress that controls its budget. So certainly that is a big factor. The insertion of larger players, including BlackRock, for example, into a potential ETP market, well, now an actual ETP market, also brought some additional pressure to the SEC to approve the kind of product that we're talking about now.
And tough crowd. You guys thought she was going to be a Karen. She's actually on our side.
I want to talk about Gary Gensler because he's been pretty clear that he's very skeptical about much of the crypto space. He's made it clear.
You see her shake her head there when he said, I want to talk about Gary Gensler? She just goes.
Even in the announcement of this approval, that it was not an endorsement of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, and that the asset class, in his opinion, was still fraught with risks. How do you sort of square the chair of the SEC being anti-crypto in some cases with this decision to approve them anyway? Do you think that there's a growing tension at the SEC between having to acknowledge interest in this asset class or you know, Wall Street's interest in this asset class, and the fact that they still have pretty big concerns?
Well, I would say, again, it's the pressure from outside sources that made them go in this direction. But my own feeling about the way that the SEC should be approaching these kinds of products, whether it's cryptocurrency or something else, is the commission doesn't have to like the product, right? So long as there is sufficient disclosure to investors, there are ways to monitor it. Those are the telling points around the approval of any initial public offering, for example. They may not like the fact that this is a oil producing company, right? Carbon emissions way off the scale, whatever the issue is. Just because the SEC doesn't believe that investors should invest in that particular product, if there is full and fair disclosure, it should still be approved through the Division of
Dude, I want this lady to take Gary's job.
Eat shit, Gary.
Finance and by the commission. So I think they have to come around to, we as investors are all big boys and girls, and have the right to consider products that individual commissioners may disagree with or not think are a good idea. But they don't get to make those decisions for us individually.
We need to get this lady in the ring with Elizabeth Warren. They can just fight it out. I hope she beats her ass.
Do you think that this decision makes it easier to approve other spot crypto ETFs in the future? I mean, investors are already turning their attention to potential spot Ethereum ETFs, and Gensler has refused in the past to give a clear position on Ethereum and its sort of classification as a security versus a commodity. Do you think that now that the Band-Aid's been ripped off, so to speak, will it be easier to approve potential other investment vehicles like this?
Absolutely. The commission does have to rely a lot on its precedent. And specifically, that's the reason that Commissioner Crenshaw dissented, or one of the reasons that she dissented was the idea that this is opening the door to something else with respect to other altcoins or other types of products.
I want to ask you more broadly about the SEC and crypto regulation beyond just the ETF news. What do you make of the regulatory environment that the SEC is faced with right now in regards to crypto? The agency's argument is, of course, that existing securities laws are enough to regulate the industry at large. Has that borne out, in your opinion? Does the agency need legislative support here from Congress, or does the industry need lawmakers to step in and sort of delegate what other agencies might be involved?
So my personal opinion, Jordan, is that the SEC should obtain and that Congress should approve specific rulemaking related to cryptocurrency. It is a different asset class. It should have its own rules. We shouldn't be taking things that were created 100 years ago, nearly 100 years ago, with respect to a stock market that is completely different from what it is today.
Perfect.
And investments that are different from what it is today. Congress has not taken up that challenge yet.
Wow, she's awesome. That's amazing. She's like, we can't live off of, 100-year-old rules that we use for the stock market. It's so true.
I know there was some infighting early on in the crypto market around whether it should be the CFTC that would have authority in that area. And the SEC has stepped out and tried to make this an area of their particular concern and oversight. But I think there is need for more rulemaking, more legislation, and then rulemaking would be ideal, right? If Congress set up an actual provision under the securities laws or commodity laws with respect to cryptocurrency.
That's crazy. You know what? She probably got canned because she was so positive on everything. All right. Well, at the end of the day,
Eat shit, Gary.
that's what we like to say. All right, real quick in the chat, let's just let me just read this quick. So Jim C said, listen, people, this is the time to buy as much BTC as possible. When the smoke clears, we will be multiple times higher than any asset class. And I think he's 100% correct. Let's see. Nice, appreciate you. Thank you, Charles Harris. All right, let's get actually, I've been on top chat this whole time, damn it. All right, let's get back into this. Let's see. This is Anthony Pompliano, Raul Paul on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I want to listen to the beginning half. This is a 50-minute video. I put a link in the description below. If you guys are interested, feel free to go check it out and listen to it later today. But yeah, we're gonna listen until he has like an ad or whatever. It's about 10 minutes long.
All right, guys. Bang, bang.
Oh my God, that's so loud. I haven't heard it yet.
I've got Raul here. I thought a great place to start is the Bitcoin ETF. We get the approvals. Everyone's all excited. And the price goes down. That's not supposed to happen. Well, why is the price going down? And what is your reaction to the first 2 or 3 days of trading of the Bitcoin ETF?
Look, always the most ridiculous thing happens in crypto. I mean, even the run-up was the best, right? That total goat rodeo of that tweet that was hacked. It's brilliant, and it going down is befitting. Basically, it's the overhang from GBTC. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of repositioning. Net flows have been offset really by GBTC as people are unwinding the arbitrage and stuff like that. So I don't think you need to read much into it. It probably has to digest. Don't forget, you've brought forward a lot of demand. Net, what will we brought forward? $2-3 billion of demand. Okay, so that takes time for the market to digest. And then you've got to think through who the RIAs are, who these people are. And if you put them in your head, these are not New York dealing rooms who are getting on the phone and saying, buy this now. They're people who are wearing slacks, who read Barron's on the weekend, read about the ETF, aren't sure, go on the golf course, see their best client. He asks them a question. The whole process is slow. They've got to go and have steak dinners and all of that stuff. So the whole process of bringing people in is going to take a while longer, but it's there now. I just think of the ETF as a trade deal between fiat world and crypto land. And so now capital can flow in much easier than it used to. I kind of think of this as a mental model as like China entering the WTO when everybody can invest in China. That's what this is. Now, these aren't permanent residents in crypto land. This is more hot money flows, tourism flows, hot money flows, direct investment, foreign direct investment, that's VC flows. And then we've got a bunch of residents there, people who have wallets and all of that. So I do think of it as an economy, and this just allows trade.
Now, the capital that's going into these ETFs, there's 2 ways to look at it. It's, hey, these are the people who they've heard about Bitcoin. They don't really want to go set up a Coinbase account and go buy it. Now their financial advisor saying, yeah, let's allocate a little bit to it. But the first second that we get a 25, 50% drawdown, they're out of there. They're like, I knew I shouldn't have bought that, and they're gone. The other argument is that a lot of ETF capital is very sticky, and it's kind of like a set it, forget it. And, once that money goes in, it's likely to sit there. Which one do you think is kind of a more accurate representation of how this capital will behave as we get the volatility of Bitcoin?
So if you think about the biggest buyers of this stuff is actually the millennial cohort. What the millennials do really well is they invest in their 401ks every month. And they can put this in their 401ks. So that's sticky. That's why ARK didn't get all the redemptions when it went down 75%. It's because it's millennials who own it and they put it in their 401k and they're in it for the long ride. So I think it's the boomer crowd who'll be more concerned about the volatility. I think that's a very good thing. There's going to be a lot of people putting it as a long-term asset, buy and hold, and that should give it the stability that you need, that you don't just get massive washouts from people panicking the moment it goes down. And I think most of the ETF providers have made it pretty clear that it's a volatile asset and it's a buy and hold asset.
Everybody's made it pretty clear. You guys, listen, buy it, hold it, and just wait. That's all you have to do. It's literally as simple as that. Just wait.
So in the Christian religion, there's kind of like before Jesus, after Jesus, right? In terms of measuring time. My thought process is that we're going to have a before ETF, after ETF kind of epochs of Bitcoin, and specifically talking about the volatility. We had massive asymmetry and lots of volatility, 80% drawdowns, et cetera, leading up to this. But if we get, as you said, stability, that also is a pro and a con, right? If there's less volatility on the downside, I think people say, oh, that's great. But then should we also expect less volatility to the upside as well?
I think as assets mature, they become less volatile. So I think we need to expect that. And particularly from passive flows of 401k investors putting it in every 2 weeks, every month, that'll keep a bid that didn't exist before. So I think, yes, we'll probably see lower volatility, but we'll also be feeding capital into crypto land, and crypto land's not just the state of Bitcoin, it's a whole bunch of other places that are going to see capital flows. So the Wild West will still exist, but the big daddy becomes less volatile, which yes, it's a shame because we can't make as much money out of each cycle. But if our underlying philosophy is we want the adoption of this technology to be broad and deep, it has to go that way. So it's kind of good from that philosophical angle of trying to change the world, bad from the ridiculousness of the cycles and how profitable they can be if you get them right.
And you know what? I think he's 100% on point with that. So the amount of money you're going to make off of Bitcoin isn't as significant as it will be with altcoins now. I think the time of being able to purchase a buttload of Bitcoin and become a ridiculously wealthy person is kind of gone, right? At least with this whole thing, right? I mean, there's only so many people that can afford an entire Bitcoin, right? At the end of the day, it's a lot of money. 46, whatever it is, $42,000 right now. It's a lot of money, right? So for one Bitcoin, I mean, yeah, if it goes up to 100K, okay, cool. Yes, you 2X, but like getting millions of dollars from Bitcoin, those days are pretty much gone. I honestly think he's right with that. But this is good for mainstream adoption with other cryptocurrencies, right? And there is still those opportunities with other cryptos, a lot of altcoins.
So we're sitting around $40,000, $42,000 today. It was at 15, 16,000, kind of at the bottom of the bear market. What is your expectation in this bull market? Will we see 100,000, 150, 200,000? Like maybe one of the...
Yes, Patrick Murphy, you know, a good point. Also, inverse is true. You can lose a lot of money with altcoins versus BTC. Yeah, but I mean, you can lose a lot no matter where you go, right? And then there's also the factor of losing your keys, not, you know, holding it yourself, or you know, forgetting your login and all that shit. Anything can happen. Anything can happen at the end of the day. So yeah, volatile as hell, up and down. You're going to see with altcoins and with Bitcoin, but millionaire status, I don't think it's going to happen anymore with Bitcoin, unfortunately.
The things I've taken away is people are still looking at these cycles as like, you know, it's going to $1 million. It's going to 500.
Unless you already have a bunch, right?
Like these crazy price predictions. And I actually maybe somehow I'm getting more realistic and saying like, I don't know if we see $200,000 in the bull market. Where are you?
I don't know is the answer for the same reason. Also, everybody's got PTSD because of last time, right? That second run up after the big correction, the second run up, everybody thought it was going to extend further and it didn't. And so everyone's got PTSD. So how I'm thinking about it, I'm giving a 60% probability this is a relatively normal cycle, in which case it would get to 150,000, let's say. I'm giving a 20% chance that it's actually a front-loaded cycle because of the ETF and other stuff, that maybe it gets to that 150 faster and then fades, which will be kind of pain for a lot of people who expect it to go into 2025, right? And then the other 20% chance, I think, is that this ends up being a bubble cycle. And so it looks more like 2011, 12, 13 than it does the previous one. And in which case, if you remember that cycle, it had a interim top correction. Everyone thought it was over, and then it just exploded again. I think there's a decent chance of that, but we need to see the contextualization of how the ETF flows impact what's happening with monetary policy, what's going on in the economy, how the election's going to play into this. So that's how I'm thinking of it. That upside crazy bubble target, using that kind of everything code structure that I've talked about in the past, we get price targets of 500,000 plus. So even if I discount me for being a moron by 50%, you still get 250 grand. So that's kind of the spread to me, 150, 250. But obviously, who the hell knows? And as you know, the worst thing for any of us is everybody wants price targets, and then a year and a half's time they hate you for it. Because
he's not wrong, because it's so hard to predict where things are going to go, right? So I mean, I would have to do the same thing, guess between 100 and 250, but like nobody knows at the end of the day, right? This thing could never hit 100,000. Jim C says just need to mine and convert into BTC, but again, it comes down to the possibility of becoming a millionaire off of you mining and swapping into Bitcoin versus just holding certain altcoins, right? Like I do agree with mining and swapping, but into projects you believe in, not so much just into Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is, again, more of a store of value. It's not so much a transactional coin, right? It's slow as shit, and it's probably going to cost a shit ton to move at some point. I mean, we already saw the transactions were insane a couple weeks ago, right? Certain altcoins that you believe in is probably what you should take the risk on holding if you want to become a millionaire. If you want to be stable, then yeah, going into Bitcoin is probably your best move. That's just my opinion.
Exactly right. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think it's also just like, hey, does this replicate past, cycles? And I think that's what everyone is thinking, right? But also maybe that is a signal that that's not going to happen, one. But two, also the holder base has changed again, right? So kind of pre-2020, there was, the very hardcore believers. Then in 2020, we started to get a little bit more of the finance crowd. Now, I mean, this is RIAs. This is, as finance as it gets. And so I wonder, as the price goes up, do they actually sell? Are they rebalancing on the way up? And so it kind of takes a little bit of the edge off on the upside.
I think that's possible, but also think about the crowd that got financialized in 2020. Again, mainly the millennial crowd, right? There's 110 million Coinbase accounts. And when I checked 6 months ago, only 9 million were active. So speaking to the guys at Coinbase, they're like, yeah, in normal activity, it'll get to 35, 40 million, and the top will grow as well. So there's a lot of money still to come in of people who participated last time around, have that interest, still have PTSD, will come back in. So maybe that offsets it. I don't know.
That's called FOMO. People that are fearing of missing out, right? They don't want to miss the pump, and they did the same thing last time.
I also have a feeling the applications layer of blockchain is going to bring in a lot more use case. So I'm thinking of this cycle as maybe the everything everywhere all at one cycle, when people have different unlocks for NFTs or inscriptions, or different unlocks for smart contracts and some of the other things, and they can use it for everything from whether it's ticketing to real world assets. So it just depends how far that applications layer goes. If the applications layer doesn't make much progress this cycle, then you're dead right. We'll see rebalancing. Don't forget, they're also going to be issuing options on the ETF, and that changes the structure of markets as well.
Explain that more, because I don't think a lot of people understand maybe the blessing and the curse of this ETF approval.
Yeah. So what you've done, and it was always going to happen,
they've centralized a decentralized network, right? Which is one of the bad points of this ETF. Is
Bitcoin's now become financialized. When it wasn't really, it was still had purity to it. Now, it doesn't mean it's impure because of this, but you've allowed a financialization layer. And what that's going to mean is that they are going to offer leveraged products on it. Now, options are kind of defined risk products. But what you end up with is, in a very high volatility product, we get a lot of volatility sellers. And it dampens the market because they're always hedging, and that hedging structure can really change the nature of markets. Sometimes it creates acceleration points because everybody's short and suddenly the price goes through and everyone has to buy everything back. Other times, just by the ongoing selling of yield, selling of premium for yield, it slows down the whole market itself.
Real quick, in the chat. So Jim C, I totally agree. He said, FYI, I have been through 2 cycles, mining since 2016. BTC, ETH, and LTC has changed my life more than any investment. So for me, proof is in the pudding. Yes, right. For you, right? You've been here for your, say OG, right, in the space. 2016, you were mining a buttload of Bitcoin. You were able to purchase Bitcoin at 3K, under 3K. Like literally, you were here from, way back. My point here is getting to be a millionaire status, having to purchase Bitcoin in this market as of right now, it's very unlikely. It's not going to be printing millionaires like it used to, right? Altcoins are what are going to do that, at least in my opinion. You're still going to gain a lot. Like, I'm not saying you're not going to gain a lot with Bitcoin. Of course you are. It's more stable. It's like the gold of crypto, right? I wouldn't say stable. That was a bad word. It's very volatile, but you know what I mean? Like, it's now that it's getting into this ETF stuff, it's getting approved for, becoming a financial asset, like a legit financial asset. It's not going to print as many millionaires as it used to, right? That's just the fact.
So I do think that's a bigger deal than people expect. But the casino for options on ETFs is going to be quite amusing for a while as well, because, if you think about how much the Robinhood crowd use options on tech stocks, they're going to go wild on this stuff. And they've not been able to, for Americans, it was really hard. Deribit was not accessible to Americans. They're now going to start using options. I don't know when that launches, but it'll happen at some point. And that brings in all the market making firms and the investment banks and all of these other financial players.
Real quick, Jim C said, I agree about alts. However, 5 BTC will be millionaire status in 5 or less. Yeah, but how many people have $250,000 to throw into a Bitcoin, or just even $200,000 to throw into Bitcoin? You know what I mean? It's very unlikely people have that kind of money to throw into Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people can't even afford to buy one entire Bitcoin. So that's like, that's the other side of it, right? Guys, that like button, appreciate you. 176 people here, 64 likes. Jeez. Appreciate you guys.
One of the other aspects that obviously drives price of not only Bitcoin, but most assets around the world is liquidity and interest rates. And maybe a shocking thing if I had said to you in the beginning of 2020, hey, they're going to cut interest rates and asset prices are going to rise, you'd say, okay, that makes sense. But then if I told you at the end of 2021, they're going to raise the interest rates to 5.5%, and the stock market's still going to go to an all-time high, Bitcoin's going to go up hundreds of percent off the bottom, I think a lot of people would be like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how
real quick, Mr. DJ Death Star in the chat, appreciate you for the $20 super chat. Said BTC isn't the way to generate life-changing wealth unless you have 1+ BTC. And I agree, to be honest. Alts flow with BTC are a better option. He said a 2x on Bitcoin is 80K. 2x on Solana, let's say, will make you more as you can hold more. My 2 Satoshis, aka is 2 cents. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, it's just, you got to make the right plays though, right? You got to pick the right coins. Like, you can lose a shit ton in altcoins. So it's like, again, it's a double-edged sword, right? You're either going to be making millions or a lot of money, right? Or you're going to be losing a lot of money. So again, you got to pick the right altcoins to invest in. Just make sure you're into your proper projects, right? But I mean, Bitcoin is just a safer bet overall. If you're just trying to gain a 2x, yeah, that's totally possible. 3x, 4x, totally possible. But big money is just elsewhere.
Can interest rates be higher, but also asset prices are still continuing to grow? What's happening there?
So this is the difficulty people have with different time horizons. So interest rates are set by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve operates in core inflation land, which is driven by core inflation and unemployment, which is driven by stuff like owner equivalent rents and stuff. All of this stuff is lagged. So the Fed operate in that lags. Stuff like crypto and tech stocks are trading on liquidity and future liquidity. So financial conditions, they eased a long time ago. So people looking at the Fed saying, well, when the Fed raise or when the Fed cut, that's not relevant. What's actually relevant is what the kind of financial conditions are doing, which have been loosening massively, and liquidity has been rising. Whether you use Fed net liquidity or broader measures or M2, they're all rising on a global basis. And the global basis is another key thing most people miss because they kind of look at the US only. But if we look at this cycle, who's got the biggest economic problems right now is China. So they probably have the biggest bazooka to fire to try and get their economy going. Then it's probably the Europeans, then the US. You know, it feels that way. But we've seen liquidity. You know, I managed to catch the bottom in crypto and tech last year because of liquidity had bottomed. And the moment it bottomed, ETH bottomed first, and then the whole space bottomed, including tech, in October. And it's just been following that liquidity cycle ever since. And
you know what? Real good point in the chat, Jim C. So this crypto-ish is a second job. You just need to put the time in and it will pay. He said, just don't give up. And that's very true. Very true. And a lot of people gave up, and then, you know, you'll see them flowing back in when the market starts moving again.
Using my forward-looking projections based around this everything code thesis, you know, it should continue all the way into 2025. And crypto should continue to price that.
All right. I'm going to let you guys go watch this on your own. This is a 50-minute podcast, again, with Anthony Pomp. I do have the link in the description below if you guys are interested. I do only have like 10 minutes left, so I want to jump into Mr. Altcoin Daily's video, Austin over here. Top 10 altcoins, or crypto coins, rather, to invest in 2024. I want to see what coins he's talking about and if he's paid to talk about any. So I guess we can judge that as we watch. Guys, that like button, please. Let's get to 100 likes if we can. I hate to ask, but YouTube makes me. Let's do it.
Here's my list of the top 10 altcoins that you're forgetting about and why you need to start paying attention. Let me know.
By the way, if anybody's just joining, Honey is listed today on Coinbase, so be careful and be mindful. Might be a sell the news event.
You think of my list. Number 7 will surprise you. Ethereum. The deadline for 7 spot Ethereum ETFs is in 4 months. Ethereum is the easiest coin to put on.
I know you guys are against Ethereum. A lot of miners here hate Ethereum, but listen, it's not going anywhere. It's one of the largest ecosystems in cryptocurrency, period. ETFs are around the corner, period. Please don't be foolish. Take your emotions and throw them in the fucking trash, okay? Please.
On this list. Ethereum spot ETFs are coming up in May.
Don't sleep on it.
Final deadline from the SEC. We know that they're coming up because Ethereum futures have already been approved. This is originally why Bitcoin spot ETFs could get approved. In addition, this also means that Ethereum is classified as not a security. Ethereum has regulatory clarity. To go further, Ethereum has a big upgrade coming up, EIP 4844. This is one of the last big upgrades.
Ooh.
This is going to lower layer 2 fees big time.
That's a big deal. Lowering fees, rather. That's awesome.
In addition, Ethereum is going to be riding Bitcoin's coattails into the halving for sure. And guys, not just Ethereum, but also XRP ETF. XRP has regulatory clarity. XRP is definitely 100% not a security.
You know what? I know XRP is not a security. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm not like a huge holder of XRP. I do have some from like way back when I bought it on Coinbase, like way before the security bullshit even happened. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not FOMOing into XRP by any means. Jim C in the chat said, I just need to convince you the power of NFTs and then I can die peacefully. Listen, I believe in NFT technology, right? When it comes to like, again, house deeds, car titles, just like certain things, right? Medical records, dental records, like things like that. When it comes to monkey pictures and like stupid shit, like no. I'm not interested.
You may have forgotten about XRP, but let me tell you somebody who didn't, the Chief Investment Officer at Valkyrie. It wouldn't surprise me if XRP has a spot ETF before Ethereum. Check this out.
I don't know if that's a little much. I don't think XRP is going to get a spot ETF before Ethereum. I don't think there's any chance in that.
So I think we're going to see a lot of filings come out for Ethereum. I even think we might see something for Ripple, given the recent progress. You notice that Grayscale just added Ripple to one of their trusts. It's publicly traded. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Ripple or Ethereum spot ETFs out there.
Phantom just passed a big upgrade. Phantom cuts its staking requirements by 90% in a bid to get more stakers, in a bid to increase security in a big way. This was just voted on and just passed. The staking threshold went from 500,000 Phantom tokens to 50,000 Phantom tokens.
Wow, that's a big cut.
Currently worth about $20,000. The foundation said the change will strengthen Phantom's security while making it more accessible than ever to run a validator. By having more validators, a network makes it increasingly challenging for malicious actors to launch an attack. So, With this, $20,000 is still a lot of money, yet I still think that more people will choose to run Phantom validators. More people will be staking their Phantom. The network will get stronger as a consequence. Everybody has forgotten about...
Is anybody into Phantom? Let me know in the chat.
Uniswap. You know,
and Uniswap, I personally think Uniswap's going to do pretty well. I don't have any, though, to be honest.
Everybody's doing airdrop launches nowadays, but people forget Uniswap was the first innovator of that. Well, Uniswap has another innovation coming up on the horizon. It's V4. Uniswap budgets $300,000 for V4 development with 150 million token launch KPI. This grant is valid for 2 years. This is our time frame, a 2-year time frame. The development of Uniswap V4, its purpose is to, in part, capture the market of long-tail assets and small capitalization tokens currently managed on Uniswap V2. Because keep in mind, version 2 of Uniswap is still currently very popular with users, managing about 1.8 billion in TVL, despite the introduction of Uniswap V3 more than 2 years ago, which is going fine as well. So we're looking towards V4, that's going to be the big catalyst. And again, I want to remind you that Uniswap is currently one of the largest decentralized exchanges with 4.43 billion in TVL and an annual...
Jim, I just looked up your BAYC Board 8 Yacht Club. Is that what that was? Is that what that was? That shit to me is stupid as hell. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be real. I would never pay that much money for a monkey picture in my life when I could just screenshot it and save it and put it on my wall for free.
Annualized protocol revenue of 940 million. In May of 2021, shortly after being launched, Uniswap version 3 surpassed Bitcoin in terms of daily fee generation, with daily revenue surpassing 4.5 million at the time.
That doesn't mean you couldn't have made money off it. I'm sure you made money off it, but, you know, the sucker born every minute. That's how that goes. It's pretty much someone has to, you know, buy a few to make money, so somebody lost out.
Uniswap version 4 DEX, we add new features such as on-chain limit orders and automatic deposits to lending protocols and auto-compounded liquidity provider LP fees. The protocols that will sustain are the protocols that will continue to generate revenue and keep its ecosystem healthy. MakerDAO makes our list. Its revenue for Q4 was about 70 million, not too shabby. Hedera makes our list as the network approves a 408 million HBAR grant for ecosystem growth.
What about Hedera? Anybody into that HBAR? Not one that I'm into, personally.
The Hedera Council has today announced that it has voted to give the board approval to allocate 4.86 billion HBAR of additional funds towards further development of the Hedera network and enabling its decentralized governance. So the vast majority of that allocation, 4.248 billion HBARs, will be allocated by the Hedera board for ecosystem development among existing initiatives. So companies that are currently already doing this, already part of the system, HBAR Foundation, the Hashgraph Association, DLT Science Foundation. Hedera makes our list. Polygon has some great metrics.
You know, Polygon's one that I think I want to invest in, to be honest. I haven't invested in it yet, but I was thinking about it the other day. Polygon's got some good things going for it. And I'm pretty sure it was them, right? I'm pretty sure it was them that they went ahead of the SEC and basically asked like what they should do to be compliant, more or less, which is a big step for a crypto coin. Let's see. Hold on. Jim C said, how about punks? No, not into any NFT pictures.
Polygon 2.0.
The biggest thing is because people like, there's somebody that lost, right? There's somebody that lost. If you made a bunch of money off it, somebody got suckered out of that money. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I'll never understand the picture thing ever.
Is right around the corner. Polygon is a marketing and media machine.
I mean, I guess that to be fair, that same statement goes for anything in crypto. You know, whoever you made money off of, somebody else lost, right? It's totally true. But Jim C just said the same thing literally in the chat. Yeah, so it's true for all aspects, but like the whole picture thing, it just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense.
Only is Polygon 2.0 fundamentally better, making this great for long-term price appreciation. Polygon 2.0, with Polygon's media machine, in the short term, it's going to be really, really big. Now listen to founder Sandeep describe fundamentally how Polygon 2.0 is so much better than Polygon in its current state, which is still quality.
This upgrade is happening this year, And this new Pole token is actually, why it is relevant is that is like fully built to be a multi-chain token, right? So the token economics and everything that is built there is a 1% inflation added per year, which is used to incentivize the validators to keep validating and provide security into the system. And then it also has the ecosystem treasury 1%, to which could be used to grow the ecosystem heavily, because all the, like as you said, like competitor protocols, they are all like freshly new tokens and all that, and they have large ecosystem treasuries and all that, so that Polygon remains competitive over the years also. And so that's also one thing. And then this Pole is basically, with our restaking mechanism that is coming up, this Pole becomes, like, as we say, third generation hyperproductive token, right? When we say hyperproductive token, like Bitcoin, as a Bitcoin holder, you cannot participate in Bitcoin's validation and security system, right? You have to run physical miners. But in case of, let's say, Ethereum, like now, especially with proof of stake, if you hold Ethereum, you can use that Ethereum to stake in the Ethereum security and provide security to Ethereum. So you can technically participate in the network. In case of Pole, you will be able to participate in the network, but why we call it hyperproductive token is you don't only participate in running the chain, but you can participate in running multiple chains, actually, because of the multi-chain environment. You can also use the same token to provide maybe data availability services to some chains, or provide proving services, and different kind of things that you can do with that token. So that's why we call it like a hyperproductive token. Bitcoin started with that, with no utility, utility into the network. Yeah. Then Ethereum with stake, earn yield. This one, you not only earn the base amount of yield, but you can also earn from the transaction fees across the chain by providing different kind of services.
Cardano.
That's kind of interesting, to be honest. Proof of stake is a joke. Yes and no, depending on how you look at it. I mean, to be honest, like, listen, it secures the network. It's I don't know. I know you guys are bitter about ETH, but you got to put your feelings in the trash can.
As an ecosystem is way more.
Cardano's the next one. What do you guys think about Cardano? Anybody holding that? I know a lot of people are bullish on ADA, to be honest. I don't have any, to be honest. Never had any.
Advanced than it used to be. The fact is, Cardano has a lot going for it nowadays. Cardano is so different nowadays, developers like Ivan on Tech are starting to get bullish and excited by Cardanzo. Listen to his reason why.
Cardanzo, they have done something very important, and that's that they've gone from this research project to a real blockchain with real TVL. I've been saying it already for months, but the reason why Cardano is interesting now, and why before the smart contracts, before real DeFi it wasn't, is that they have proven that there is demand for their stuff. That someone is going to build something based on their tech, based on their research.
Is he in a zoo? What is that noise in the background? Do you guys hear that?
Based on everything that they've done during the
sounds like crickets or something.
Past years, that is useful. Someone likes it, someone spends time to build on it. It is seen by the TVL numbers. TVL is up and to the right, and it's growing quite quickly. I mean, if you look here, just in November, we were at 200 TVL. Now we are at almost 500 million TVL. So this goes up.
Yeah. Overboard Tech says, oh wait, who said that? Yeah, it was Overboard Tech. He said his mic picks up the background better than his voice, dude. 100%. That's crazy.
Very quickly.
It's really bad.
And then when you look at volume and other stats, I don't think it's as bullish. Although you do see volume increasing as well. If you draw a long-term trend line, it is increasing as well. And so this is key, where you have projects build and do well. So for Cardano, I think it's one of the biggest milestones that they have been finally able to show. That is not only, this peer review.
What is the sock he has over his microphone too? Is that making it like worse?
Papers, peer-reviewed papers, like we say in crypto. wait, papers, peer-reviewed papers. Let's see if I can find the song, guys. Maybe you can link it. I know we played it in the last.
I can't take it anymore, to be honest.
Smash the like button if you're getting value. Follow for more videos just like this. Injective. The number of ninjas staking Injective is increasing exponentially. There is incentive to stake in the Injective ecosystem with airdrops and stuff, and we're
you guys in on Injective?
Seeing that take effect. Arbitrum. I posted this last
You know what? Arbitrum's one I'm kind of regretting not getting on as well.
2 weeks ago, says Size Chad, and an additional 100,000 plus Ethereum has been bridged to Arbitrum 1. 1.4 million plus Ethereum and counting. Arbitrum is one to watch. Tron. A lot of people think that Tron is a dead altcoin from not even last cycle.
Tron. Anybody into Tron? I have USDT on Tron. And it's stupid. You got to have like a shit ton of money in your, well, not even, it's like, it says it's like $30 to send any type of transaction, but it never goes through as that much. It's so strange.
Cycle. I'm here to tell you that Tron is anything but dead and has some changes
I have a little
coming
bit
up
of Tron,
to it
not
I think
much.
you should know about. Tron is currently seeing a renaissance, a strong performance in its DeFi ecosystem. Notably, the TVL across Tron's ecosystem has increased from 30 million Tron in April 2020 to 76 billion Tron, worth about $8 billion as of December of 2023.
You know what, Ted, you made a good point. You said you can't get into everything, and you really can't. There's only so many coins you can actually focus on, and you don't want to spread yourself too thin. But at the same time, you do want to diversify into as much as you can. That's, you know, physically possible, right? Just as long as it's feasible for you and your like budget, right? But you don't want to stretch too thin.
In addition, Tron has engaged in token burning activities. This is what you want, right? Thus reducing its
token burning's good. Obviously reducing the supply, right? That's what you guys want.
Active supply projects against a rising TVL, which should push the price up accordingly.
And you know what? That's actually one of the things that's actually bad about Ethereum, right? Because Ethereum is just unlimited. It's unlimited supply. They can just continue to print it. And that's kind of one of the fears with the ETF thing coming for me personally, and like the government being involved with that, because it's just you know, as soon as it goes ETF, it's way more centralized, and then it's turning into a US dollar. They can just print more, right? If they can control Vitalik, they can control ETH.
To this author. And here's the real key. Tron is working with Tether, and Tether's pretty big. Tron has also become the biggest blockchain for the stablecoin Tether. Today, more than 50% of all Tether, or nearly 50 billion, exists on the Tron blockchain. Filecoin. What coins do you think I need to add?
Filecoin's one of those ones that actually has been creeping up lately.
To today's list, I'll be reading your comments. Subscribe to our channel. Join the...
Shout out to Altcoin Daily for that. All right, let's recap. Any of you guys that may be just joining, Hivemapper is at 29 cents as of right now. It is actually going to Coinbase today. I don't know what time is 20 turkey time. Does anybody know? It's like, what did it say, UTC +3 or something? What time is that? I don't even know. Somebody let me know. I think that's what time it said. It said 20 turkey time. I remember that. Anybody knows what time that is? 12 p.m. my time? Okay, so noon. So noonish. All right, so about 4 hours. 3 hours? 3 hours? 8 p.m. in GMT. 8 p.m. GMT. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's gonna be a sell the news event. That's kind of my my big fear there. Let's see. All right, just refresh this real quick. Link looks like it's climbing 5.83%. $15. Solana dropped $2 since we've been streaming. Teo is still holding up 15%, $270. Everything else looks pretty normal. 42.565. Again, sorry for the botched stream this morning. I don't know why it ended up killing my stream, but whatever. All right, so let's see. How's ETC POW looking? ETC POW.
Bruh.
Terrible, absolutely terrible. Neoxa, how's Neoxa doing? Neoxa is one of those good coins that again, my personal goal to get 1 million Neoxa this year. That's the plan, right? I already have 500,000. Getting there. Hey, look at that, Mr. Geek of all trades.
It's a fucking good.
Better late than never. Thanks for showing up, buddy. All right, let's see. Power mines. No way. There we go. Let's check out Sia Coin. Look at that. It finally hit a penny, buddy. Look at that.
Perfect.
Look at that. Power Mines Crypto has 3 mini Sia Coin miners, and these things have been doing quite well. I'll give him that. He's been doing well. Look at you. Look at you. Had a run up. from 0.2 of a penny in October to a penny now. So that's 5x. Nice. 5x. That's pretty good. You know what? All right. Today, you're right. Today and only today. Let's see. It only hit a penny because PowerMinds bought it all. Yeah, no shit. his whole savings account went right into Sia coin. What else is going on today? Let's see. Celestia. Any other coins you guys want to look at? Celestia is at 18.19. 18.19. What are the coins? We already looked at lithium. Let's look at Chlor. What's Chlor looking like? You know, Chlor is one of those coins that I should have freaking bought the other day. It was at 11 cents. It's at 13 now. It's still a pretty decent buy, in my opinion. Let's see. Again, it had to run up almost 30 cents, right? Actually, what did it say? Let's see. All-time high, 28 cents it says. So yeah, close to 30. We're about 50% down from there. So definitely not a bad deal right now. Gonna purchase that, but yeah, who knows? Who knows if Chlor is gonna go anywhere? Nura. How do you spell it? What is the ticker for Nura? I don't even know. Is it XNA? It is XNA. NEU. That's what it is. NEU. I don't have any of this, to be honest. This is down 0.3 of a penny. Damn. I remember the ticker though. It could have been worse. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I don't know why I thought it was NU. All right. So looking like, let's see. This might be a good buy too, though. It's about 50% down where it was at, right? It's all time high. 55% down. 0.7 of a penny. Not too bad. Interesting. Let's see. My day is filled with Microsoft AI meetings about meetings about meetings. That all should have been an email. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Eat shit, Gary.
Just tell them that. I just exchanged ETC POW for ETC and I'm not looking back. Yeah, dude, don't. No, just continue to swap it out to ETC and you'll be fine. ETC is doing well, man. I mean, it did have some sort of a pullback, but you know what? Like, at the end of the day, ETC is an OG. It's the OG Ethereum. It's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. At least in my opinion. I think it's a good buy, right? That's me personally. Oh, let's see. Let's see the COQ Inu. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't even know how you're supposed to say this, but it's 5 zeros. This means 5 zeros after the penny. Let's see. It's down. It's down a little bit. 67%. All right, more than a little bit. I know you guys like the let me see. I'm gonna do this one for Patrick Murphy. Here we go. Right here, the baby COQ. 6 zeros after the penny. 2-2. Anybody's interested in that? Let's see. All right, micro. All right, where is it? Let's, oh no, I gotta get rid of the Inu. Where is it? Right here. It's just micro COQ. 10.3% down. 0.8. Man, it's like these meme coins. They're funny. They're funny, and don't get me wrong, but goddamn, you guys, these people. Look at this run up it had. Damn, that ain't no micro. That ain't no micro. That thing freaking ran up pretty good. How far is it down from where it was? Or what the hell just happened? Oh, right here. All-time high, 90s. Jeez, it's down 97% from its all-time high.
Eat shit, Gary.
That's terrible. Myro, what is Myro? What is Myro? Myro, holy hell. This one's having a run up. Look at this, 15 cents. Up 40%. That's the all-time high. It's only down. So it was up to, wait, what? Oh, all right, 17 cents. It's 40%. I said, did I say 40 cents? I was like in my brain. All right, 15 cents, almost 16 cents. Wow. I don't know what this coin is. I have no idea. What is this coin? Is it a meme coin? I've seen it, but I don't know what it is. Let me know. Damn, I should have bought more. Really? Myro, what, why, what is it? I have no idea what it is. Let me know if it's a meme coin. Brain cramp because of the snow. Dude, oh my God. Is it really snowing out? I hope it's not snowing out. I really hope it's not snowing out. Yeah, I don't know what Myro is. Meme coin on Solana. Really? Another one? Really? How's Bonk doing? Bonk's been doing bad, right? Yeah, it's going down. 2%. Oh, down 0.2%. Let's see. It's down 60% basically from its all-time high. Bonk had a huge run up. Why is Myro having a run up? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? It's 10 degrees here in Alabama. Oh, bruh. That's terrible. A bunch of ice here too, actually. I gotta go out and salt my driveway so my wife doesn't eat it going out to her car. Or truck, rather. All right. Any last questions before we get out of here? Gonna be jetting out in just a minute. I gotta go. Actually, I gotta get to the post office. I couldn't go yesterday because it was snowing heavily and I wanted to take my kids outside to play with them for a bit. I did that after we snowblowed. And yeah, I gotta get some I gotta get my GPUs down to Mr. Hawk Crypto. Oh, you know what? Actually, what do you guys think? So like, I want to keep my X12 loaded with my GPUs, but I know it's a bad idea for shipping. I feel like my shit's gonna get broken. But like, what if I put bubble wrap in between everything, like all the GPUs? They all got back plates and fans. Like nothing's gonna get shocked. No static, right? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the movement. So I'm debating. It's either that or I gotta just take them out and I gotta ship them in another box, and that's gonna suck. It'll suck anyways. No, don't do it. Shit. It's so heavy too. It's so heavy. The freaking X12 loaded with cards it's a freaking beast. I wonder how much it weighs. It's gonna cost me for friggin' like $300 to ship it down to Mr. Hot Crypto. Don't send it. Don't trust people like that. Yeah, shit. God, you guys are right. I have to get a box. All right, I gotta purchase a bigger box. I don't want to give them all my. I want to keep my box wall. I don't want to send these down. Do you think I should just pack the GPUs in these, how they are, and just send the boxes down? I don't know. It's either that or I just put them in bags. All right, guys, have a good day. Hopefully you enjoy your Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, go enjoy Miss Randy Hipper. She'll be live in about a half hour. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out. Hit that like on the way out, please.
Eat shit, Gary.
Mr. Rudd Puts, thanks for being a member for 24 months. My bad, I missed it.
Perfect.